Last time on Dads and Dragons, the cadre is jolted awake by the thunderous knocking of the many automatons at their doors, each entering the room with more and more lavish platters of a dwarven feast. The aroma of ribs, potatoes, and breakfast beer fills the air, but Bretwin, ever the connoisseur of dwarven food, finds the beer lacking and fortifies it with a hearty glug of whiskey from its coat. Following this, another knock echoes through the room, and a stern-faced mechanical clerk strides in, offering his services to aid us in as the new rulers of the port. Bretwin demands a tour and an update on how things have been going, and the clerk, ever prepared, presents an enormous tome for the party to flip through, easily containing all of the comings and goings of the port, along with the staggering amount of ship construction since the great exodus of the dwarves. With a final bite of their meal, the cadre follows the clerk out to the harbour to begin their tour. They ascend a mighty tower and step onto a balcony, where the sight of an ancient stone fleet nearly knocks them all to their knees. Bretwin espousing that it was, of course, something that the dwarves had all heard about, but seeing it in real life, truly magical. Olsen and Algie are skeptical about the floating stones, but there are thousands and thousands and thousands of examples floating in front of them. The cadre briefly discusses stopping ship production, but the automatons and the clerks do not take too kindly to this statement. They then move on to go and check out the market, where a decadent display of fish and historical tomes has been laid up, all clearly freshly caught. They find out that the fish are all then recycled to create more automatons, to create more boats, to be able to then go and get more materials to create more automatons, to create more boats. Leaving a never-ending cycle that leaves them all exchanging uneasy glances at how long it's been going on for. Algie, eternally interested in finding out how everything works, requests to see the mainframe, and the clerk treks them through the city over to the other corner, where they find a grand fountain, its ancient dwarven runes glowing ominously as the liquid flowing from it sizzles underneath. The cadre stand in awe as they watch automatons feed all of the leftover fish into the fountain, where they sizzle and vanish into the back of it. The cadre stands in awe as Algie inquires about Terra. The clerk, or the mainframe, speaking through the clerk after a moment of dramatic possession, reveals that Terra is thankfully ambivalent towards the port, but however possesses a wild, single-minded determination for vengeance against her enemies. It gives the cadre an idea, and something that they could possibly use to attack her, distracting her with something that she hates, and then pushing in for a mighty strike. Asking another question, Bretwin ponders about the existence of the plans for Forge Jeknir, along with that of this port and what the dwarves had been up to. The mainframe, in another period of ecstatic possession of the clerk, tells them that the Grand Library in the port possesses all of these things, and it will have copies prepared for us. It goes on to explain that the dwarves fled from some primordial beings that they have had awakened, from always digging too deep and too far, something that it would clearly have bred out of them. The automatons, though, are focused solely on creating more boats, and so had no regard for this ancient threat and were of no threat towards it. And with a turn of genius, Olsen thinks to ask whether, as the new leaders, whether we're allowed to leave. Thankfully, with a nat 20 let's go, he convinces the clerks that we must travel forth for a great conference to learn how to build even more boats and fish for more fish, to create more automatons, to create more boats. The clerk decides that we must leave immediately to go on our new journey to our conference to increase boat production. And with a quick trip towards the library to collect all of their schematics and plans, the party start preparing to leave. However, an ill-timed question from Bretwin about the span of their fishing And why could they not just farm fish? Nearly thwarts their plans to leave. As the clerk says that, as the new rulers, they of course, we must be the ones to provide the way for this fishing to work, for how to farm fish. But always prepared. Retwin calls on the divine knowledge of Ortakar to learn how to farm fish. And it may have been a very long, inspiring lecture about the morality of farming fishing, and lots of praising of Ortakar. But in the end, the automatons grasp what they need to do, and fishing production is projected to raise by 4.9%, something that has not gone on in eons. And the party are ready to be shooed out of the port. As they are doing this, they are taken for one final tour through the boat production facilities, where they are shown the ship that they have been presented with, the sharpened pickaxe, a magnificent galleon of pure marble, fully provisioned and ready for their grand adventure. Algie says that we will need a full flotilla to take to the conference to show the might of the port, along with providing examples of what we will need. With that, the cadre bid farewell to all of the automatons that have been churning away for the past several thousand years, and sail forth back towards Algathera.
Very good.
Did we
All
forget
right.
something about a Tomb of the Giant?
Oh fuck yes!
True.
Before the cadre leave, Olsen, before the cadre leave, Algie ponders using this enormous set of workforces to begin preparing the Frost Giant tomb for connection with Algathera. Something that the clerk takes kindly to, as this will provide them with more power to build more automatons to create more boats. And so, immediately switching boat production onto a military footing, it says that as we go on our conference, they will prepare and destroy all of the Frost Giants in the area and get ready to have the node fully tapped and prepared for our return.
Yes, a short-term reduction in boat production for a long-term uptick. Very future thinking, these automaton.
I think that was us. I want to get my flowers, thanks.
All right, so the boat's pretty interesting. It is indeed carved from stone.
Marble. This one, I'm pretty sure you said.
That's true. It is marble.
If it got the fancy one, I'm actually not sure.
Yep, marble is indeed a type of stone.
Single piece of pure marble.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Look, it's not the fastest boat you've ever sailed on, but it is rock solid.
We're just like
rock solid, hard touching.
When we step on, are we sure the extra weight's not gonna sink it? It's already pretty heavy.
Algie, I can literally pick you up with these arms, and he just like lifts his like real fucking busted up arms up. I don't think it's going to make any difference at all to this magnificent piece of craftsmanship.
Yeah, it's a really funky sail. Like the boat feels like it's not even moving on the water. Like it's sitting so low in the water. You don't feel that like classic sort of rocking and swaying that you normally get. But then and the boat is crawling to start with. But all of a sudden the boat actually starts rising up out of the water as it hits cruising speed, and it's now like kind of hovering above the water, and
cool.
Yeah, it's sailing along on foils.
Oh, what?
Did you, with the Olympics, did you see that boat like completely?
Oh my god, right?
What happened?
I don't know what I don't know the type of the boat, but like it was one of those ones that was kind of like going, and then it just like Just like
Oh,
went
I didn't see
sideways.
Two holes.
I didn't see one fully flip over. I saw like the.
Oh, no,
opposite,
not fully flip.
almost flipped it.
It went sideways and they all fell off. Like,
Oof.
and then like, there's this picture of the Australia boat, like a bit of front, just like looking back at them. Like, yeah, didn't flip fully, but sideways. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is unforeseen, unprecedented technology. So while not up on the plane, up on the foil, the boat was slow. Like undeniably, it was slow. It was crawling along, but it built enough speed up and then popped up, and now it is cruising. This boat is moving. Probably clipping along at some of the fastest speed you've ever been on the sea. So yeah, pretty sweet actually. Let me just see if I can find. Yeah. Yeah, it's like this sort of setup. I'll put it in the chat.
Ah, yeah.
It's like I get the physics, but it's still fucking ridiculous that like that happens.
I know, it's cool as hell.
Especially with a boat made entirely of marble.
Mm-hmm.
A very porous
going-
stone.
We're going real
That's why I
fast.
have to lift up out of the water. Otherwise,
know.
you'd be in big trouble, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you get all waterlogged probably. I don't know.
Do any of you want to do anything on this boat ride across?
I want to hold on very tight. I'm terrified.
Mm.
How many automatons do I see? Is there like a guy driving? Like, is there a little team of automatons, or is it like
Yes.
the boat is alive?
No, the that's a good question. The boat is an automaton, yeah. So
So-
it can communicate to you the way you would with normal automatons.
Is there also automatons on the boat, or is it just like we're hanging out with a bunch of boats?
You're just hanging out with the boat, the one automaton.
One.
Don't we have more? I thought we had a flotilla.
Oh, were you sailing a flotilla back?
Hmm.
That's right. That's right. Yes. So it's you and the flotilla.
All right. Can the boat hear me right? I don't know. I'm gonna whisper. I'm gonna whisper to the team. Say, I think there's too many boats. I didn't realize they were gonna be alive. I thought there was gonna be automatons on here.
How?
Mm.
Now tell me, Olsen, you have a problem with automatons. You have a problem with the boat. Isn't this better? Because rather than there being, tens of automatons on each boat, it's just boat itself.
Morally, yes, but strategically, no.
Well, I mean, this way they
How-
can stay in the harbor when we get back to Alcatraz.
Sorry?
Will,
What'd you say?
This way they have to. This way they have to stay in the harbor when we get back to Alcatraz.
but will they act in Alcathar's best interests?
Well, we are the ruler. We are the governors of
What?
Port.
Burden.
Yeah.
Burden.
Oh,
But,
Burden. We are the governors. They have to listen to us.
The automaton's directive is build more boats, but what is the boat's directive?
They think we're going to conference. They think we're going to conference.
I go.
Cameron, you can have inspiration for that question.
Yeah! Back in it.
Does the boat respond, revealing that it's been hearing us the whole time?
Roll a stealth check.
Me? I'll do it. I'm the only one whispering anyway.
You start the whisper.
Yeah.
How do I do this? 19
Nice.
plus 2, 21.
Let's,
Well,
Dylan, you
nice.
roll. See how loud your voice is.
Yeah, Brett.
All right. Well, I want
Stand.
an algae roll as well now. Then.
Yeah. I just want to see Bretman roll a 2. Ooh, it's actually pretty good. I got a straight.
I think that's the thing. Anytime Bretwin needs to whisper, I feel like he just talks psychically because he is incapable of whispering.
Fair enough. So everyone was fine except for Algie, and Algie said, "The automaton's purpose is to build more boats. But what's the purpose of the boats?"
Yeah.
And the boat says, "Governor Algie, what a interesting question you have asked. That information is redacted."
Oh.
Oh,
I said, keep your voice down, Algie.
My apologies. I cannot communicate my purpose outside of the borders of Port Barudaran or related dwarven territories, at risk of interception by spies.
fair. Okay. I don't feel the need to. Whoops. Ah, it's 20. I tried to pick up the.
Now, you better
dice.
say something. You better whisper something to us.
Yeah. A bit suspicious, if you ask me. I don't know about this fur. I guess they are just they're made of stone, so they'll probably just sink soon enough, anyways.
Fair. True. That does bring comfort to me.
Yeah.
All right. It's honestly a pretty lovely trip. There's one storm. It goes for it's a not a short trip. You're out in the ocean for like a solid week or so. But the automaton have provisioned this boat just delightfully. Salted meat, like fish, pork, chicken, pickled eggs, pickled vegetables.
Crappy brown ale.
Yeah, the crappy brown ale. Rum for the passage.
Any
They've even
water?
ample water, ample water. They understood the dwarves needed water for their journeys, even if they, the automaton, did not. The cabin is lovely. Furs to keep you warm in the cold ocean nights. It's really really well appointed. A bit Spartan in decor. A lot of the Algatheran fine vessels are much more appealing, but if you were to arrive in battle,
Especially with
actually-
our status as Dragonets. We're used to the lavish lifestyle now.
that's true.
We're
are
soldiers on the road. That's not true.
Algae expects a certain level of.
Oh
I
my
love
god.
the
Yes.
idea of like, I love the idea of us like, not that we have because we've had no time.
Yeah,
but, like,
we
the idea of
literally-
us being on the road, going to a tavern somewhere, Bradford and Olson just sitting down ordering an ale, Algie walking in and be like, oh, you might
Yeah.
expect us. We'll need your finest.
I
room."
I stayed at a
Call that
nice
out in the back.
some nice Dragonite quarters before. Like I'm living the high life now.
Oh my god. What's happened to you, Algie?
It's been treated too good.
Yeah.
Algie, roll me a Arcana check, please.
You got it. Arcana. Ooh, that's my good one. Oh, into the water.
16. Wow, plus 9.
Yep.
Jesus, that's
Yeah,
not
it's a big
that
one.
is good. There's something interesting about this boat, like functioning that hasn't eventuated yet. That is intriguing to you, but you can't put your finger on what it is.
Okay.
Um,
I think we already know the boats are a bit weird, so I'm not going to say much.
that's fine.
Boats are weird.
Boats are weird.
Boats are wackio. Okay. The journey
Hospitality
continues.
ovens.
Can I see if I can figure out how the boats are powered?
Yes, absolutely. Roll me an investigation
Investigation.
with advantage because you got loads of time on your hands.
13 plus 2 is 15. 17.
17. Look, it takes you a bit of time looking around, but eventually you find your way into the engine room, and every one of these boats is running on the same sort of crystal that you were wearing in your rings. They're just slightly bigger. It's like they're not so big that they're like super rare. And these mana crystals are they're not wildly uncommon because they're just a store. They're a battery, right? And like any battery, this will run out eventually. But it's roll me insight.
Chow. 7.
7. They're big enough that it makes you wonder how they've all been obtained.
Mm.
Do we know where crystals come from? Is that a thing that has been established?
Are they from nodes?
Are they
No.
mined or something? Like, do they
Yeah,
find
I
empty
have no
crystals
idea.
somewhere in the desert?
they're just like quartz crystals, but a specific type of crystal in this world. You know, like if you go down to like a Sunday markets and there's a person selling crystals, that sort of shit. But
Yeah.
actual
Those
magic.
crystals. Okay. Whoa, whoa. Wait a
Sorry,
minute.
sorry, Maldoran magic, not homeopathic magic.
Thank you.
Maybe these are homeopathic and you're all just pretending. Who knows? The power of placebo.
I just avert my eyes from the big diesel engine in the back.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's all that noise? It's the crystal.
It's crystals.
Vibrating at such a potent energy. All right. Okay. I think you arrived back in Algathera.
Did we know the way?
The boat knew the way.
How did the boat know
The
the way?
boat doesn't know the way to
That's
Algathera.
very
It's uncharted.
Yeah. Surely we could arrive somewhere. Who knows where we'd arrive on the coast? Maybe
Perhaps
we...
we're lost for
Actually,
6 months, but
no,
then we
that's a
turn
fair
up in
point.
Algathera.
That's a fair point. I don't like. The boat would be working on information that hasn't been like updated since the broad migration. So all you arrive at is somewhere on the like the western shoreline of the eastern continent.
Excellent.
I mean, I feel by the time we actually get close enough to that the stars look normal again, we can be like, this is wrong.
Let's see. Let's see if you can. All right.
You know what?
All right, Bretwin, roll me a survival check.
Roll that matters.
Survival plus guidance.
This guy. Oh, that bugged.
What?
That's not a bug.
9, 12. No,
12?
on my 12 on my D&D Beyond, it was a crit and a dragon came out of the dice, which I've
Oh,
never seen before. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on over here?
that's cool.
You're wasting all your good rolls in
I know.
in the Beyond. Okay, so a 12.
Yeah, not great.
It's not a good roll, but this isn't a very hard task. Like, it's either north or south, and you get it wrong to start with, and then you see the stars going the wrong way. You're like, oh shit, and then you turn around and you're the other way. It takes you like a whole day, right? Because the stars don't move
I
that
meant the
fast.
other south.
Yeah.
Others definitely.
But the boat sort of speaks to you and it says, do not worry, Bretwin. This just provides me with more mapping information to return to Port Barudarin. The archives at Port Barudarin.
Exactly. It's all useful knowledge that's been definitely long out of date with how isolated the port has been in the last 1,000 years.
Yes, exploration is one of our prime directives.
What are... Can you list all of the prime directives?
Counselor, was it Counselor or Chancellor? Chancellor, Algie. While I would love to serve you to my fullest extent, that information is redacted.
Is it?
Need to know,
Didn't
mate.
you just mention one of your prime directives?
I did, yes.
It must be because we're within the dwarven sphere of influence now, coming close to the city of Agathera, a tall dwarven settlement.
Ah, a double dwarf and enclave.
Mm.
It's so stupid. I love it so much. I love it so much.
Perhaps, if you can ascertain that we are well within a dwarven protectorate, and can trace a lineage back to the dwarves at Forge Jeknir, then my archives will be opened for inspection, including all of my prime directives.
I look at Algie.
Yeah. Boats.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a like. The navigation isn't flawless by any means, but the boat's knows what it's doing and doesn't run into any snags or snares. And eventually, you see Algathera blooming on the horizon, like a flower after the rain. It's been how long has it been since you've been?
Too long.
Good question. Couple weeks, maybe?
She's as
Before
beautiful
we-
as when I lost her.
Before we get there, though, Olsen and Bretwin, before we arrive, we need to decide what are we going to do about botany.
Ah, yes.
Yes, that is-
Botany. You see, I knew a lot all along, but I can imagine it's a bit of a surprise for you two.
Do you have a plan then?
Well, what else can we do? Coup!
Sure, we need to write her out of power.
We must play our hand slowly here. It's something you might not have noticed, but I've been working on this for a couple of months now. We need to win the will of the people before we depose the current government. Brevin, you might have more experience with this.
Yes, but you forget, we are at the end of the day, Dragon Knights or not, we are still merely soldiers. This is something we should take to Vivers. He needs to know about this. It is
Perhaps.
not us. It is not for us to merely decide to depose the rightfully elected ruler of Algathera, whether it was done by Misbegotten Mage, who was still rightfully elected.
But what if Vivers is under the influence of botany? Aren't we the chosen ones of Ortikar? The ones who should lead Algathera's way?
Yes, that is. Power is always tempting, Algie, but this is the thing you learn. Despite all of that, we are still soldiers. We're still bound by doing what
We are.
Algathera within the strictures.
Who better to lead Algathera, a city constantly under threat, which needs to expand its borders and gain more power continuously, particularly at a time like this? Who better to lead but a soldier? Or a group of soldiers, I suppose.
Aren't you?
That's why we tell Vivers, and if
Yeah.
he deems it's something that he needs to step in for, then we will support him with all the might that we can muster.
I am concerned about whether we can trust Vivers or not. Have you heard his accent?
Olsen, if we cannot trust Vivers, we cannot trust the entirety of the Algathera node core. Do you hear yourself? Do you hear how ridiculous that is? That's almost like saying we can't
The
trust
snake
Algathera
rots
and stuff.
from the head. You know what I mean? I knew
And what does that say about
immediately,
us?
as soon as I met at Botany, that she was a scoundrel. How can Vivers not have known? I can understand you and Algie, inexperienced in the way of politics and culture, but someone like Vivers, how can he not have known?
Yes, I was blinded by Botany's words of allure. Just she said all the right things, but no, it was false. I know that Ortikar has given us a path to follow, and I know that we're the
Perhaps-
right ones to enact it.
Perhaps
Hard
Vivers
to
can be
follow it.
trusted. Perhaps Vivers can be brought into the circle But as of today, the only people I know I can trust are right here with me. And not the boat. Us. I mean.
Just like at the boat.
Understood. And,
Sorry, boat.
But slightly sags into the water.
yeah. Like just bumps you around a little bit. I understand that trust takes a while to build, and that I have not been so forthcoming with my own secrets. Perhaps in time we shall work more closely.
Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I think we need to tread lightly. Not with
Yeah.
you, boat,
That I
but
would
with
certainly-
in the conference.
Yes.
Yes, that I would certainly.
Who are our allies? Who can we trust in the city? If not for Vivers, but who else? We've
Gonna check my
got-
notes. Who do we know?
Don't we know
Thatcher
some-
Wright is dead. Fergus Blackwoods is dead. Sydney Sheck is still alive.
Cindy
Courtney
Shaker's
DeFarge-
alive?
Not
Okay.
like
So
you
you
just
said
lame
so,
naming villains. Don't give us all the villains.
Cindy
Courtney-
Shaker's not a
Courtney's
villain.
on the run. Vincent is, as far as you know, still in town, and Bodney's around as well.
What about-
I love where these fucking little characters we created fucking 59 sessions ago, like, how they've all ended up. It's so
We got-
cool.
We got Plumbottom, the engineer or whatever.
Oh, you do.
We've
You've got
got.
Dreknir. You got Dreknir, who's probably potentially still at Moonglade Hollow. Who knows? You got Pickray at Moonglade Hollow.
Nah, they're a bunch of.
Valarian Verifer. What was his name? Valarian Verifear, the head of intelligence.
You know, these are the people that I don't. The people who are at the
Yeah.
top, I feel like they know, or they kind of know maybe, and they're very morally grey.
Hmm.
I'm sticking with it.
Who was
We'll start with the
Ah.
core. We've got
the opposition to Botany? What was his name?
the old
The one
guy.
who, the one who was assassinated.
Oh. No.
There was a guy who
The
stood
prior
against
one.
Botany and lost.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
God.
nationalistic
You'd have to
guy.
Yeah, you have to consult the notes for that one.
Well, that's someone who I will. Yeah, I think someone we can trust is the person that I voted for. I told you.
You
both
didn't
to
vote. You didn't vote.
Oh, that's right. Stopped you from voting. Just as good as a vote.
Councillor Ella.
Councillor
Ellis,
Ellis.
Councillor Ellis,
Councillor
who
Ellis.
may be
Government
slightly racist, but
It's like wildly racist.
Hey,
I think you'll understand that I am one of the good
Accusations.
ones that will benefit Algathera.
I think a lot of that was overblown, really, you know? Just because you don't like people of other cultures doesn't make you racist.
Hey, Olsen, I think you need to check some definitions on that one. Next thing you'll be saying you don't want to be a double dwarf.
Quiet around the boat.
Honor.
Once one is a double dwarf, one cannot just not be a double dwarf.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Correct,
I've
folks.
always been a double dwarf. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're trying to say, Brentwood.
Being dwarven is an immutable state. As solid as rock.
We gotta get off this boat.
Yeah.
Let's,
I've taken the liberty
Let's
of
leave it for
disposing
now.
of all non-dwarven food.
That. So, let's plan. We'll arrive in Algathera, and perhaps we'll see how Rivers is doing. We'll suss out. Suss him out. But then, do we also acquire the node, or do we do the entropy? What should we do? What should we do before?
we cannot go on while Algathera suffers under the iron fist of Botany
You're
the
right.
treacherous.
Botany the treacherous.
Every step we take towards the betterment of Algathera just secures Botany's position. She must be struck down. ruthlessly. Perhaps at night with fire. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
I do have some fire.
We all have some fire.
Yeah, Bretman's also got some fire. Mine's better.
I don't really
but
have much fun.
both.
I was more of a metaphor, really.
Ooh, how about how about
I think seeing what's been happening while we've been gone is probably the most pressing matter. Find out
Yeah.
what has happened. Sure, shockwaves of that have been felt through the world.
Okay, so what's the plan?
I think we're just, well, shit. We got all these fucking boats, man. Ugh. Did we ever get the prime directive out of it? No.
no?
I think we
I'll
just
get
have to
there.
roll in, tell the boats to stay out of the port, maybe, because they're gonna like freak out.
Yeah,
drop
I
us
think
off
we're
and then go
invading.
hang out in the harbour.
Let's leave the boats outside for the safety of Algathera and for.
Did I say how many boats you brought?
I'm thinking like
No.
50 boats. I don't know how many.
Oh wow, I was thinking like 6.
It's a
Oh no, I
flotilla.
was thinking.
Flotilla, right?
I was thinking lots. I was thinking
Yeah, I
lots.
was thinking like
How many is
100.
in a flotilla? Oh shit. Okay, maybe
Like-
we bought lots of boats.
They had tens of thousands. They could
Yeah, that's a
spare
good
a couple of boats.
It's like a rounding error. We take 100 of
Alright,
the
well, we
best
make
boats.
sure we run up a whole lot of Algatheran flags
Mm, good call.
up the thing, or do some sort of magic or something to once we get within even vaguely within eye shot, like magical eye shot. I should.
They know I like fireballs. I'll launch a fireball towards them.
Yeah,
Well, gee, I just
Sign of
don't see that working so well, personally.
Perhaps if we were going to Cirrus, but this is Algathera. We do things a little differently. You'll catch on.
Where?
Alright, I'm gonna try and cobble together an Algatheran looking flag. I've got a cloak. I wear Algatheran clothes. I find
Okay.
something
We
blue
have-
and purple.
No, I don't have. No, I got nothing to help.
Okay.
I was like, maybe I've got something changed. This stuff. Oh, I've got disguise, self, and
It doesn't have to be perfect.
alt.
I try my best.
Okay, so you jerry rig a Algatheran flag, attach it to the mast.
Then I want to inform the other boats to, like, are we inside of Algathera now?
You can see it on the horizon, yeah. Like, and you've started sort of coming across like vessels that are like commercial vessels. Nothing of government or war related. Oh, sorry, military. War is a very nice way of saying that. Nothing that does big bang boo.
Once we get within 1 nautical mile
Okay.
of the Algatheran place, Algathera,
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell the boats to stop, and we'll just
Okay.
take the one boat, who I affectionately know as Jerry, into the
Jerry.
port.
Um.
I'm sure it's got a boat name, but I like to call it Jerry.
The sharpened pickaxe.
I feel like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the name of the boat, not of the entity which controls it,
Huh?
though, you know?
That's
Aren't they
fair.
one of the
They are one and the
same?
same. Of course.
haven't done-
How could they be any different?
I don't think so.
It's like you haven't read any Banks also. No,
The sharpened pickaxe is a big boat. Jerry's just a little
Yes.
mind in a box.
and I'm sure its full name is like another 14 words.
It's
a
probably
whole
got numbers at the end, but I didn't learn
Copy?
that. I learned Jerry.
Jerry. All right.
I like the
Oh.
idea of like the boat correcting him, and he just keeps calling it that.
Yeah. Yeah. I do not know if it is your double Dwarven dialect, but when you say Sharpie, I keep hearing Jerry.
Oh no, Jerry. That's your name now.
If you insist, Chancellor Olsen.
Chancellor.
I'm not gonna go there. Chancellor Olsen.
Good.
Your wish is my command. I can be Jerry for you. I have distributed your order to the rest of the boats in the fleet. We shall approach alone. Do you wish me to activate the defensive systems?
Probably best that you don't, Jerry.
Defensive systems shall stay dormant.
Yes. Just so we've got full clarity, what can you define defensive systems for us, please?
Yes, of course. I am equipped with state of the art for my time, of course. Anti-fire bombs to keep the minimal burnable materials upon my vessel intact. I am equipped with anti-raiding devices to cut any ropes that are affixed to my vessel at any time. I am equipped with counter-artillery for any vessel that approaches too close and is deemed hostile. Should I inventory the offensive armaments as well?
Yes, please.
We have the prime cannon, a long-range. What's the the thing that goes like up really high and then down?
Trebuchet.
No.
Mortar?
Mortar. Yes. A long-range mortar to take out vessels from afar. And I am equipped with cannons, 4 side on the side railing, and a oil release which can be set aflame from the rear of the vessel.
Oh,
Deactivate all weapons. Stand down. Stand down, Jerry. It's a friendly pod. Do you understand?
It may be friendly. This remains to be
No,
seen.
I
You have
can
promised me
confirm.
proof of
Friendly
a
pod.
dwarven.
Algathera. No hostile
Oh.
capabilities necessary.
My apologies. Friend to the dwarf. Dwarven status ambiguous. Dwarven friendliness accepted based on the directive of the double dwarf.
Thank you, Jerry. You know, I never thought I'd say this, but you're not so bad.
One day I wish to be able to say the same of you, Chancellor Olsen.
Oh, Jerry.
He is a bit like that. He
Backslide.
does grow on you after a while, though.
a lot of sass from these automatons.
Yeah. Poorly programmed. What are their prime directives? Which one of them is sassy?
Explore.
Good dwarven mannerisms.
All right. The vessel approaches port. It does so on the foil, and as it sort of gets quite pretty damn close, it drops off the foil, and it's like a really really big rock hitting the water, and there's a massive splash. It's quite showy. And it slows down really, really fast and just sort of swooshes into the water. A crowd has gathered because that is some weird shit. No one has seen that. There's alarms going off on shore, and the core. Some of your old not necessarily. Oh, what was that rival? From way
back ago.
like session 2. God, they're there. They've been called in to assess whether this is friend or foe.
I want to get to the front of the. What is it called? The shattered pickaxe.
The bow. The sharpened.
What's the boat called?
The sharpened pickaxe.
I'd like to mount the bow of the sharpened pickaxe.
Yep.
And present myself. People know me. I'm iconic now.
That's true.
I mean, to be fair, you guys probably are. From a reasonable distance, I would say that people recognize you, just based on your sort of clothing and presence.
The presence.
If they don't see us very well, I will enlarge Olsen.
Oh my god.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
My consent.
Is that double size, Olsen?
Let me check it. Enlarge. Yeah, I think they go to the next size up, so.
It'd be what, 10 feet tall?
Doubles in size, yep.
Oh my god. I love it instantly. I turn back to Algie and I'm like, Algie, we should do this all the time. Not just when I'm a bear or whatever.
How long
Yeah.
does it last?
It lasts for 1 minute.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's more of a wartime spell, but it does have
Yeah.
flashy effects in situational non-combat usage.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as soon as you sort of enlarge, the murmurs that you hear from the shore, like the crowd sort of goes wild. There's so much like, are you seeing?
Oh no.
People are sort of
Oh yeah.
going crazy, and then as you get a bit closer, the conversation sort of hushes, and then like a wild like roar of applause goes up.
I present myself to the crowd. One hand on the bow. I let out my big booming. I'm huge now. I let out my loud voice. I say, "It's me, Olsen Magneros."
I'm like jumping up.
The people love it.
Yeah.
I assume,
The people-
like,
Oh,
they
absolutely.
must.
The crowd is losing it. Like you guys, at this point, word has gotten around throughout all of Alcathera about like the crazy stuff that you guys have been doing. And yeah, like the trio of Dragon Knights, or even like the mythology of the Dragon Knights, frankly, it's probably growing beyond the truth. And the truth is pretty wild in itself. If you think about like what the three of you have accomplished, over the last year or so, it's getting into the realm of like folk hero, right?
Yeah.
What level are you guys actually?
11. Because 11
Probably
is
too
like
low.
because a level 11 we're like almost like we're approaching godhood.
I'm only level 10. Are we meant to be
I'm level
11?
9. What? Are we level 11? I'm level 9.
I'm level 10.
Why am I level 9?
Algae.
No, we
What
leveled
do
up.
you think you're at the level.
We leveled up a
Just
couple
top
of sessions ago. A few sessions ago.
Yeah, we did. I forgot about that one.
I thought you
Shit.
were 10 or 11.
I think we're 10. I think there was stuck an extra one in on us. Because I was waiting for level 11. I was going to take a different thing.
Shape changer. Oh, I can cast polymorph without expending a spell slot. What?
Holy shit.
Where do we are? I
Can
don't
you
know, maybe-
polymorph just me into a larger version of myself? Is that an option?
Yeah? Oh, I can only do this one on myself, but my other spells I can do.
Yeah, I'm definitely level 10 because I got to level 10. Level 11 sucks for druids, so I was gonna dip.
That's right, I forgot. Yeah, okay, 10. Yeah. I can polymorph myself whenever. Yes. Ooh. That's actually sick.
Maybe you should polymorph yourself now.
So you're level 11.
No, 10.
You're level
10.
Are we?
Wait,
10
are you
now.
asking or telling?
No, I'm trying to double check.
Oh no, we are. You're right. We are level 9 because I just got.
No, you're not level 9.
Oh no, we're
No,
level
no,
10.
level
'cause
10.
I just got because I'm a level 9 sorcerer because I just got 5th level spells because of the 1 level cleric.
Oh, it's actually good. I get 2 5th level spells. That's very nice.
So what is... trying to find out what it means to be level 10.
I gotta polymorph more.
Well, you'd
I'm
be
always using. Sorry.
It'd be the level tiers. So tier. So we're top of tier 2, heroes of the realm.
Yeah,
tier
that's
3
okay.
is when you go 11, you become master of the realm. We're like 17 to 20 to master of the realm.
Yeah, this I'm like, oh look, the people of Alcathera behind us. We need to use this to take control of Alcathera. I'm not take control. To oust Botany.
Look, it's not about taking control, Algie. If we have to take control, then so be it. But
The people, but if
we
the
need to
people
do what's
appoint
right
us-
for the people. I'm sure.
Isn't that?
Al's like, I'm what is right for the people.
Yeah. Isn't that? Aren't the people what you're doing this for, Bretwin? They want us to get rid of Botany.
Yes, but you forget that, Algie. The people elected Botany. They do not know what they do not know what she has
False.
done.
The
She
people
was
don't
still
know what they want.
rightfully, legally elected.
I know what the people want.
They want us, and we want to get rid of Botany.
All right. I was considering outing ourselves right now, but I won't do it.
Okay.
Slow and steady.
It would be ridiculous.
Um,
I was buoyed by the roars of the crowd. I
let's
was riding high.
let's bring you guys home. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
My very, very, very lazy doc. Really not not
How-
quite good.
What kind of boat?
I do love it's just like, here are some boats and a car to get you to the boats.
Where is the car?
Oh no, it was a fountain.
That's right. Well, I bet there are sweet cars in this game now, actually, because of all the cyberpunk stuff. Yeah. Look at this.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh, that's
Still
sick.
loading in. Where are you guys?
What?
Wow, I'm lagging hard.
All this sweet, like, I can see the allure of doing like some sci-fi D&D.
Oh, look at them all.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind like a different style.
The
Thing,
best
but-
one that
A
I've
second
seen
D&D
was-
session every week.
Not a second D&D session.
The best one I've seen of doing it was season 2 or 3 of the Dragon Friends, which is like all those Aussie comedians, because they got on a spell jammer and ended up in like the future, and the way that they just like slotted it in so perfectly was just so like wonderfully stupid. It was just all of these people like fantasy people bumbling around, you know, space fantasy.
Well,
That
we've got
sounds
a
super interesting.
pull cord. If things go badly and Algathera gets destroyed, maybe Ordecar will send us into the future to try again.
That is interesting.
Flung him into
There
the
is-
future.
Yeah, wow, that would be a very, very interesting plot twist.
That's Samurai
Robo
Jack.
Wilson.
Is that
Yeah,
Literally
this is-
Samurai Jack.
Oh my god.
But
Just
except
watch-
the bad guy sent us into the future.
Yeah, because we beat him. It's like the opposite of Samurai Jack.
Yeah. Similar concept.
Maybe
Is
one-
Samurai Jack like complete? Is it finished?
Yeah.
Finished years ago.
They
Decades.
finally finished it after like a long time. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
a while ago
It
now.
was- Yeah, because
That's
there was
cool.
like what, one more season, a couple more episodes. Something.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. I kind of want to go back and watch it start to scratch now. Start to finish. Anyway, you're docking. The boat very, very elegantly comes to a stop. A limousine stop for a boat. It's very impressive. And the three of you are light to the roars of the crowd.
I'm juiced up. I'm waving. I'm posing. How long have I got?
So-
Doesn't matter.
So I'm just trying to remember. What was the last thing you were doing in Algathera?
Saving the
Was
world.
it when you like ran away or chased down Bassett White, or did you come back after that?
We came back after that,
We
right?
came Back after.
We went on a mission. We were sent specifically out to do.
We came back.
Yeah,
got
we went
sent
to the Druid place.
We were defending the Druid. Yeah, we're defending the
That's right.
Druids.
That's right. You came back and you.
Yeah,
were
they're like
sent-
the elementals are going to attack.
That's right. And then you followed the portal through
We saved it.
to. Wow, that was such a long time ago. Oh my
Which Jack
goodness.
knew. That was pre-break. Pre-Christmas. What? No, not Christmas break.
Session.
It might have been pre-Christmas
Well,
break. It
we
was a
have-
while ago.
No, it was no. It was pre
Camping break.
It was
camping break.
session 47, so it was 12 episodes ago, and we've had 3 months off.
Wow. Okay. No wonder I can't remember what happened. But
6 months ago.
yeah. Okay. Half a year ago, you left Algathera. I guess in Algatherum world terms, it's probably been quite a while. You would have been out of Porjegnia and like traveling back for ages. So, you're approached by the head of this like rival. Well, I guess they were rivals. I don't know if you could still call them rivals. This compatriots, Korsman. Did we ever find their names?
Yeah, there was definitely names. I can't remember what they are, but they exist.
The head cleric sort of steps up to you, and she says, "We all assumed that you had died, but it is a relief to have you back in Algathera during these troubling times. We could use the power of those such as you." And she bows deeply, and she says, "Welcome back to Algathera, Dragon Knights."
I'm embarrassed for her on her behalf.
I thought she was actually quite graceful.
How could she think that we had died? Ridiculous.
Mm.
Who would have killed me? Olsen
No
Magneros.
wonder.
We were gone for like a while. We walked through a portal and then we're just never heard.
You
from
literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
No wonder the crowd was
That's
so
the
excited
job.
to see us.
Yeah, like the crowd is stoked. Like, the cleric says, "Please, I feel it is only appropriate to bring you to Vivers immediately. There has been developments in the confrontations occurring, and he needs to know of your presence, your resuscitation, immediately."
There it is again. There it is again. I say, how
And she
could you
says,
have thought that we might have died? Do you know, you've
"Well,
heard of me, right? I haven't heard of you, but I'm sure you've heard of me. If not, it's
well,
Olsen Magneros. Am I still big?
Olsen."
No,
As you're
really
saying
not by
Olsen
that.
Magneros, you start shrinking.
Oh, Zoom, right?
I resume normal size, but I throw my cape out at the same time, so you can't really tell.
It's like, yes, Alton. We were both in Port Zeta together back in like last season. I'm well aware of who you are.
That's funny.
um,
Don't
and
remember
I'm
you at
well
all.
aware of your suspiciously quick career progress. But never
Suspicious.
mind.
She's
old
a hater.
histories.
I picked it.
Oh, it's this guy.
She is a hater.
She.
I probably should do her voice better. But never mind, old histories. Please follow me towards Vivers. He is awaiting you. Well, he's not awaiting you, of course. He doesn't even know you're alive. No one knew you were alive. You disappeared through a portal and were gone for months.
Well, yes, that's the job. I don't know what you've been doing here at Cozy and Algathera, running errands, but I've been
I've been
busy.
following my orders, not gallivanting through.
That makes sense
random
that they give
portals.
you nice, safe orders. Stay in town, go and take someone from the port to my house, things like that. Makes a lot of
Come,
sense.
come, Olsen.
Excuse me, sir. I have been defending this realm. Well-
You need not call me sir. It's Olsen. It's okay. We're old friends, aren't we?
Oh God. She just boils over, and you can tell she's about to lose. And she's like, yes, old friends. Now, friends, please follow me to Vivers immediately.
Redwood elbows him and is like, it's oh fuck, what's the word? When you're like big noting yourself, because Redwood wants to be like that emotion is unbecoming of
Oh.
to the normal people. Like, come on,
I wanna-
it's unbecoming to act like this
To the
people
common
you
I
don't
don't-
know, even if they are far below.
On a name drop.
Bad.
Huh?
I just want to name drop
She's
casually
getting
to be like,
scorched
okay.
out here.
Sorry, Ken.
Just like as a cleric or whatever. So I'd be like, yes, come on, we must go to visit to Rivers. You know, as Ordicar's chosen, we should make our way with haste.
She's
Just
already
kinda-
started walking away. She's like, and she turns around and she says, Ordicar's chosen?
Please, we must hurry to Vivers. There's no time.
Oh, yes, of course. Please, make haste. And off she goes.
I'm spreading rumors about us in Oricar. The masses will know.
I'm not even gonna ping it this time. I feel like you three should be able to find this place by yourselves.
Where am I?
I tried to find it, and I kind of lost it.
It's hard to keep your north, south, east,
Where?
west
Okay,
the
we're
same.
for
When we enter the
here.
city, there's the barracks. Oh,
It should be north.
Yeah, it's not.
It
It's
should
It's southwest.
southwest.
Yeah.
I think I get turned around. Oh, there it is.
Is it that big building?
The
This
very
one?
gothic looking one. Yep, that's the one.
Okay.
Also, you get inspiration for getting there first.
Yes! I wasted my last inspiration trying to give Dylan 8 rolls. He failed them all.
I still can't believe that.
Quadruple advantage.
Still failed.
Okay, do you remember where Vivi's, what room is in?
Yep,
Can I get this? The lid to
I
go
sure
up?
do. But it's very tricky to see
So
in
this
here.
room
So
is
it's
this
so
office
hard
here,
to,
right?
like-
I found him again! Double inspiration. Give it to me.
No, the door is closed. This is cheating. I was gonna make my way in there.
Too slow.
You knock on the door and Vivi's says, "Here we go." Probably 20 minutes
Yeah.
now of fucking Vivi's voice. Come in, yes.
Oh,
Kristen,
I should have made a joke before about how your accent always changes.
Well, that was pretty consistent.
That was pretty good. I love that he's a rabbit.
Oh, alright, I'm in.
Because he's a Harangon as well. Oh, I shouldn't say as well. He's a Harangon, right?
Now I'm
Which
just
is
sad.
I mean, even when Saravay was just the rabbit token, it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, it was great. Oh, he sort of looks up as you enter. And he's like, oh my. And he puts aside all his writing and he stands up and he aggressively like double handshakes each of you. My dragon has returned to me. It is a blessed day. Agathera, you beautiful beacon of hope. Your dragon has returned.
Yes, that is what
Sure.
we followed. That's what we followed back all the way here. The blazing glow of Algathera that I could feel within my heart. We've boarded with us a flotilla of ships, amongst other things.
was there ever any doubt that we would return? Algathera's greatest dragon knights?
I had assumed that whatever task you had set upon yourselves was of great importance, and I had no doubt in your success. I was just...
It's already gotten you.
It's a hard
God,
voice.
I don't know how French people talk like this. Well, I guess I don't. This is like a ridiculous stereotype. They don't talk like this at all.
You mean they all talk like this all the time? Everyone has a cigarette and a pastry within reach at all moments.
Yeah. I have been organizing the Olympics.
And Le Bebe.
We had nothing else to do in Algathera. Fuck me. I had no doubt that what you were up to was of utmost importance and your competence would shine through, but the timeline was of concern. There have been serious developments in the Great War of the City-States. I believe Ceres is getting desperate. They are buckling under the pressure of the assaults from the wilds, and I believe that they aim to have a make a final gambit upon the Algatheran territories, and I have been racking my brain on how I shall successfully defeat them. But with 3 of you returned, the tide shall be turned in our favor, undeniably.
Undeniably. Yes.
So is Ceres on the offensive, or is
It's a
Or is
last
Terra-
Stitch.
Terra destroying them?
Aha!
Both of
That
them.
is where you
Yeah.
show your great insight, LG. You would think that with Sirius being so desperate and striking out, that we should be on the defensive, but no, 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 not in Vive's organized assault. We shall strike while they are disorganized and at their weakest, while they organize their military operations. We shall strike at their city. I shall lead this strike as the spearhead upon those filthy swines in Sirez.
Oh,
I
look
shall
at Algie.
defeat them with my own paws.
Yeah,
Do
is
rabbits
Algie
have
just like
claws?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm like, hell yeah. Vipers, your Dragon Knights are right behind you.
This is
Perhaps we
excellent
shouldn't be
news.
so hasty. It might be a good time for Algathera to look inwards, strengthen our position, while the wilds take care of Sirius for us.
Perhaps we should. I was thinking of Star Wars suddenly. Perhaps we should elect a Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, someone to take care of
Special presidential
wartime
powers in times of war, yes.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves, though, Algie. Has anything like that happened in Algathera before, Vivers?
My apologies. Anything like what specifically?
A Supreme Chancellor for wartime efforts.
Oh, oui, it is written into the Constitution. In any time there is a grave threat to Algathera, the military leader is given directive to take over the government of the city-state and direct all resources to the successful defense of Algathera. There is no point having a functioning government if there is no city-state to govern.
If there was ever a time to enact such a law, I dare say that now would be the time.
But why, Algie? We are primed to strike against the weaker city-states. This is our opportunity to expand, not a crisis that we need to deal with. You may have obtained information that you have not shared, perhaps? Oh, no, 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 no. What have you awoken? What have you brought upon Algathera?
Really, it was Bretwin's fault.
Yeah, there's a calamity coming that none of the city-states besides Algathera will survive. For we are Ordicar's chosen, and he has given Algathera, the city, and us its blessing of protection.
Oh,
yes,
Algie.
there have been some discoveries while we were gone. It's that portal itself, it did not just lead to anywhere. It did not just lead back to where the constructs were being created. Well, it did, but upon stumbling through it, we arrived at the fabled dwarven citadel forged Jeknir of legend long past. It had been spent this millennia working, forging automatons, forging weapons, and down in its beating heart itself, an avatar of terror. The Earth Mother herself, manifest upon this land, planning.
She was hell-bent on all destruction of all humanoid races. Anyone who used mana, Algathera, Ceres alike, didn't matter.
Yeah, she said we've been bringing the human races have been bringing the world far too much into disorder with our needless consumption of mana. Things are out of whack. Clearly, she sees it as her job to fix that. However, in a move that greatly wounded my
Bretwin blew up Forged Jeknir.
Sacre bleu!
Yes, it was a step that we did not take lightly, but we deemed it a worthwhile option to try and wound her and at least somewhat slow her production down. We salvaged as many things as we could as we were running before turning one of the tappers in on itself. We're not sure. We definitely didn't kill her, but not even sure if we really slowed her down. We did escape. We were able to get away from it and bring this information back via, as might have been mentioned, came across a mighty shrine of Ordecar where a white dragon of all things had been fueling an enormous mana crystal. We were able to reach out to him and have him manifest before us, blessing us with his holy, orderly presence. He took this time to tell us that Terra was indeed correct. Humanity had been destroying the balance of the world for far too long. And our one chance was that they had restarted the races many times, and that our one chance was that he thought Terra and the other gods thought that Terra was a bit too zealous, as it were, and that they didn't want to waste all of the energy and time that they'd spent building up this society only to have to go and start it all again. So that is when he charged us to find a way to balance the usage of mana and entropy. And stop using it in such wanton ways and seek to achieve some more balance once more. Otherwise, he would have no choice but to side with Terra and wipe us all off the face of the earth.
Man, this is most grave news you have brought to me. I shall not be able to continue my assault on Ceres with this pressing. Please, Algie, sorry, I interrupt.
Inner, just like, oh, damn it. Maybe we could do just let's give her a series first. See how it kind of looks.
Yes,
I
I
disagree,
mean,
Algie. I feel like we need to look inwards in Algathera and strengthen its people. Now more than ever.
Always. Excellent point as always, Olsen.
this may call for the enactment of military control of Alcathera. But surely Teres does not know of Alcathera. We? Wait, did you tell her of Alcathera?
She knew about Algathera already, I think. Didn't she?
Yes, I think...
He's aware of all the city-states, all the powerful mana cores.
Oh,
She can sense mana throughout the world.
This explains the activity we have had and the constant turmoil we have experienced when trying to expand, and even around us, our caravans and our envoys being interrupted by the wild creatures and elemental forces. Elvenport. I do not know if you have heard, but Elvenport had a terrible elemental attack only weeks ago. Barely repelled it.
I reach out and hold Algie's arm. I'm sure she's okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good lore.
Forgot about that.
Nice.
But this is most worrying indeed. Terra knows of our location, and she knows. Does she know the three of you represent Alcathera?
I do not think so. We do not.
I think that we did.
I think that you did.
I think she knows that Algathera is the strongest bastion.
I
I think
distinctly
that was
remember.
bargaining.
Perhaps we told her Algathera should be left because we were the best.
That's right. I don't want to talk about that.
It was a solid point that we don't poop in the streets.
Yep.
Yep.
Ordecar also agreed to this though.
Yeah, you do. I feel like I am focusing on the problems, not the solutions here.
All the more reason why we need to enact the military chancellor.
You have brought a Sanctus Bellum upon Algathera. That is a legendary act. With that, we shall crush the other city-states. As long as we survive the attentions of Terra. We have much to do, my Dragon Knights. Is there... you and I must start planning.
But first, is there anything you have brought back on your journeys that we should present to the the research and development departments?
There is
Yes,
one
perhaps.
thing.
Maybe or
Uh, perhaps, Brentwood, did you wanna? I feel like
This
you're
was
good at
your-
delivering news.
Which
Yes,
news
all
is this?
right. Which Bradford just looks at Algie and is like, he's just like sighs and he's just like, which news do you think? And he just like just stands up, like probably even like back to attention from how he was standing before. It brings me no pleasure to say this, but as we heard it from Ordakar himself, Botany is the one who had Governor Jenkins assassinated.
Oh shit, not that news.
What
I
news
was
do
like,
you
what news?
mean?
Port
Yeah.
What
Barrington.
other fucking news is there?
Shit.
Yeah, I thought you were
well.
referring to that news. I was like,
What?
what?
Cat's out of the bag now.
But
What the fuck?
The Tomaton port. We brought a bunch of boats back. This
Nah,
dragon
I
eggs.
agree.
but
I'm with Brentwood on this one. I was
that
like, oh
is
my
a
god.
corruption of the sacred democracy of Algathera. That is an unforgivable sin upon our city-state. Botany must be arrested. But such a
Perhaps
such a my apologies, Ashley. Speak on.
I was gonna say, perhaps the best course of action is to enact the military chancellor, which I assume you would be nominated for, and then we can bring Botany to justice for her crimes.
Even if this is the case, either way, this is something that. However she got there, she was still rightly elected by the people, so this is something that needs to be sensitive.
The people.
I don't think any grand shows or public snatchings or public arrests would be to anyone's benefit.
No, yes.
No?
This must be handled exceptionally delicately. Botany is a popular governor. She has
Can I?
guided Agathera through some very tough times. I agree with Algie. I think the course of action is to wrest control through our what's it like our system of law, as is rightfully my my duty in such circumstances. I would be honored if I could nominate the three of you as my successors if I happen to fall in battle. It is a requirement of military control.
Three
No one is
nominees.
safe during military,
Yeah,
and there must be a
clearly.
clear line of command. And
I
think
A
I'm
bad
no
cop
one
in
better
there as
place than
well.
you.
I nominate Olsen first.
Well, it's only fair, really.
Only it's naturally, but also, can I just check for when we told Vivers about Botany? Just like a insight, not an insight, but just like a check of.
Oh,
I
you're
believe.
Okay, give me a
I believe his reaction.
an inspection roll.
Inspection. Call myself. I don't want to be like I do an insight check.
You're getting a bit shaky.
Investigation. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
investigate.
When I alt tab out of it, it doesn't like it.
Just do it on your phone. Rolls on your phone.
No. Just on the.
Can I offer my
5.
inspiration, helpfully? that I just earned by finding
I
the right
do.
place.
Oh no, wait! I got inspiration. I got inspiration.
Yeah,
Let me
use your own
that.
inspiration.
Let me use that again. It's also +5, so. I would like to use Olsen's inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe 13 is enough.
Maybe 13's enough.
Yep.
He appeared.
Leave it.
He appeared shocked. He appeared shocked.
That tells us nothing.
You believe it's genuine.
He could be shocked by us knowing. We're fucked.
Yeah. Bretwin's though, if no, I'm not saying this isn't out loud.
Okay.
Does Algie even say it?
How long are we
I'll
just
leave it.
sitting here in silence right now? All right, I'm gonna.
No,
but
as an aside, we also found Port Burden. I look at
Yes.
Brightwood pointedly.
Yes, I mean, you know, on the scale of everything else we found, and we did, in fact, find, I mean, not that it compared to the magnificence of the forge, but we found the ancient Port Burden had been run by a
very important
army of
news.
an
And-
army of automatons.
And
Which-
we are in. Sorry, you go. You do it.
Yes, they provided us schematics for the creation, the schematics that we used to build Forge Jeknir and the port itself. And because we were appointed the governors of this port as the only dwarves that they had seen in thousands of years, of course, when we left, we were provided a flotilla of their ancient dwarven stone ships come across the sea. They now wait outside our harbor, where they're all somewhat intelligent, somewhat sassy, but they will listen to us and possibly other dwarves as well. They are there and they are theoretically ready for Algathera's use.
He's like, just a point of order. You are the singular dwarf in this trio, I believe.
Yes. No, we in fact told them
Long
that
story.
Algie was a half dwarf and Olsen was a double dwarf. They had not seen anyone that wasn't a dwarf ever.
Thousands of years. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I follow. So I am a third dwarf.
A
Yes.
third dwarf. The beard has grown everywhere.
Oui, I understand. I follow. Magnificent. And blueprints for construction of a forge equivalent to Forge Dekne is quite a resource if we survive. And he sort of finishes what he was writing down, and he's like, "With this paper, I declare you, Orson, my successor as Lord General of Algathera. And the two of you, Algie and Bretwin, as the elected officials of the government of this military, emergency military government. I don't know what the terminology would be.
Yeah.
We have
The
elected
Romans
it
had a version of this.
Mm.
I know I use Star Wars, but it's more like the Roman.
How often do
you're
you
not
think
gonna-
about the
you're not
Roman
gonna
Empire,
salute?
Cameron?
My
There
final
it is.
question. Did you happen to obtain any relics from Forge Diaknir before
Sure did.
you must have destroyed it? I mean,
So much
surely some
news
precious
we
artifacts.
needed to share with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me Let me share one other final piece of news. We're also in the process of procuring a new mana vein as large as Algathera. Perhaps we could call it the algae vein.
oh, we Algeville. Maybe when we settle it. It has a certain ring to it, no?
I agree.
I think we could workshop it.
Algetown?
Algathera?
Algethera! It was staring us in the face the whole
I
time.
honestly like LG there. I honestly like that.
Maybe Pebbletown or
Yes.
Cravenville.
We'll put it on the list.
Cravenville.
Okay. I do not know why you mentioned Pebbletown, but Algethera surely has a clear way
Yeah.
here. But,
I just think it might be a little too close to the motherland. Anyway.
Things to let planners and civil
Yeah.
servants.
Ultimately, it's your choice, or it will be, for now.
Oui. Well, that is fantastic news. As a new settlement with as much potential as Algathera
even at that sort of distance, should turn the tide in our war against those scum in Ceres. And I should not speak so
Yeah,
ill
no,
of
no.
Phaeton. I respect the Phaetonites, but we must crush them, of course. They can only be Algathera.
They can be vassals.
Yes, they should simply be operated by a government that is far more functional than
Wasn't-
theirs. They do not
Wasn't
know
Phaeton's
how
the
to serve
worst?
themselves.
Wasn't there a third one who were kind of friends with Phaetons? We hate. Series
Okay.
we hate, and there was a third one
Ooh.
who we were kind of
one's
buddies
as
with.
bad as
There was a
Ceres.
third one. I can't remember who they are.
Series enemy number one, but Phaetons are collectively everyone hates
Mm.
Phaeton.
Yeah, Phaeton was bad. But the Ceresians, you know, they don't even squat. Just let their poop fall out while they're walking along.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Animal.
Yes, they.
Well, we must. I have ratified my document. I shall take it to the Felarian for witnessing, and with that we shall make haste to Botany to announce the news of the change in government. And
Are
that's where
we-
we'll finish tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we got through most things.
Oh no.
Damn it, Olsen, I can't believe you meant the fucking boats, or you're like, talk about the big news. The big news.
Yeah. I did think
I didn't
you were
say
talking
the
about.
big news. I just said we had other news.
No, you made it sound like it was the biggest one.
You made it sound like big, because especially because I was like, no, let's not.
You were
talk
like
about
let's talk
Dwarf
about the news.
Dwarf news. Fuck.
How interesting. What a little
it.
twist of
All
fate.
out of the bag.
Who knows what's going to happen next session?
Who's recap? Is it you, Cameron?
It's me, yeah.
Oh, thank
That's
God for that.
That's a pretty heavy recap, yeah.
That's fine. It was like we're on the boat for a bit. We fucked around. We sassed the cleric, and then we talked to Vivers.
You had mentioned the sassy boat. This is one of the main characters
True.
now, Jerry.
The boat's passed you back.
Yeah.
All
That's
the
the boat.
That both
You've
did have a
read
good
it.
attitude.
You've read a heap of Banks, haven't you, Locke?
I have. I've also read a bunch of Robin Hood with her like live ship traders series, which I love.
See, I never read those.
They're worth it. I read them as a teenager, so like my tastes were developing, and I don't know if I'd reread them now and enjoy them.
Because
But
I mean, I know Hobbes a classic, but after reading Brent Weeks instead, like I just couldn't go back to her.
yeah,
Because
that's
since
interesting.
she had the Assassin trilogy and Brent Weeks did it, and his was just so much better because it was like so much newer fantasy. Hobbes is very dry.
Yeah, I mean, you know how much I love boats, and the live ship trader was literally like 5 books about boats
Yeah,
and dragons, like boats and dragons. Like, what more do you want?
exactly. Oh fuck, what was the point I was gonna make? Oh yeah, the entire time the boat was being sassy, all I could think of was like Banks's.
It was
fucking-
very culture-y, yeah.
yeah. Like
God,
the
no,
ships
I-
just being ridiculous, and when they're talking to each other and doing all of like the ship. I'm so sad he died. Oh.
Yeah, I feel like I actually would really benefit from reading like all of his books as like an effort to get through all them all, because I've read like 1 or 2 or 3 like here and there, right?
Oh, yeah, I've read all the culture. The culture's great. I haven't really forayed into his non-culture books, but the rest of the
That's
culture's
good.
great. Like the final one, the Hydrogen Sonata, is fucking exceptional.
Yeah, I haven't read that. I need to go back actually, but there's just too much to read.
There's too much to read. Banks is definitely worth bumping up the list. And we got Stormlight 5 coming out in fucking December.
Oh, December.
that's true.
Nice.
December? I think December.
We should have a sideshow where we just talk about nerdy books. I feel like we do this every week.
Look, yeah, the Monostones are so much like the Stormlight archive. Which,
Really?
Yeah.
God damn it! What was
But I
that
mean-
thing?
You
like-
unintentionally did this.
Well, I mean, it's more like Final Fantasy because they did it first.
Mana
Or
stones.
like big crystals that are mana to protect the cities. Like that's Final Fantasy 1. Like it's also
Oh, cool.
an old trope. Like Stormlight's nothing special.
But the way they
Yeah,
get
like-
powered is cool.
Like a mana crystal is like the most boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like
The Mana Crystals
essential
themselves,
fantasy thing.
it's more how they're used and how they get powered is the cool thing
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
I enjoy my mana my magic system. I think it's like it stays within the realm of D&D without like fucking up the rule system too much.
Yeah.
I sort of initially I had envisaged like an interesting twist on like you actually running out of mana, but it just never sort of came up as a mechanic. So I've sort of just dropped that.
Yeah. I was thinking about it, but it's kind of like, oh, you need to keep track of your food and water, and it was like, is that fun? Like,
It's not fun. No,
yeah,
it's just too like nitty gritty. So I just never bothered. But I kind of like the idea of having one or the other allows you to cast spells
Hmm.
like
mm,
in the same
yeah.
way. And then I like the idea of having both of them enabling you to do like more interesting stuff. I feel like that's actually a cool evolution upon the D&D rule set.
Hollow purple.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to hear about purple. Purple, I don't want to know. I don't like that. I don't like that someone did that. What was that from?
That's from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, fucking hell. God damn it. Everyone's had the same stupid idea and the same stupid colors. Um, really irritates me.
Uh,
But in some ways, like the reason everyone does it is because it works. Like it
yeah,
makes sense. And I think funnily enough, it really fits into like the sort of fantasy world. Like it makes making plot points super straightforward because like,
yeah,
um, of course, like I think the only thing that's kind of interesting about my magic system is this idea that like you're sort of sucking from the world, like either direction. Like too much mana consumption is a bad thing. Too much entropy consumption is a bad thing. Because it destabilizes the world in both directions.
mm.
Um, I think that, as far as I can tell, that's novel.
yeah,
I think maybe. At least I haven't come across the text that will make it. I mean, it's not novel. Nothing is novel, but it's novel to me. So I'm pretty sure it's an idea that I came up with, even though someone else has probably come up with it 30 years ago.
Well, yeah, because even Final Fantasy VII, there's not an alternate to the Gaia energy, like the Mako energy that they're like sucking out of the planet, like
Yeah,
to rebalance that.
yeah, yeah. So I think like I'll pat myself on the back for that and put my fingers in my ears for anyone who tells me I've copied it.
Exactly. The best way to treat any flavor of DMing. Like la
Oh,
la la
seriously.
la la.
Yeah, not my problem. All right, I'm going to bed. Next week's good.
yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, see you then.
Bye.
See you.
See ya. Oh,